This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39, and verse 1. It said, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High Yahweh, and is occupied in meditation thereof, and will seek out the all," it says, "will seek out the wisdom of all ancient and be occupied in prophecies." Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. And the Heavenly Father, true name is Yahweh, and his unbegotten Son, Ba'ashem, and then Mashiach Yahushua. Those are their true names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, the Lashma Kadash tongue. And I say Barakathon to the elders, Ma'akim, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson of the prophecy updates as of December 7th, 2024 on this Saturday afternoon. Bring out some news articles. It says the U.S. alleged China hacking calls for very senior political figures. Official says. It says senior rebels said they have no intention to use chemical weapons under any circumstances. And this is another news article. It says one phase, one hope, hostages, families to hold rally in Tel Aviv calling for a hostage deal. It says one killed, 3 hurt, and others missing in cause building collapse, mayor says. It says the IAF strikes apartment in Deir el-Balah in Gaza, kills 2. It says Syrian rebels enter city of Homs from north and east, sources say. Syrian troops enter Iraq via Qolam crossing, security and local sources say. South Korea opposing said it will try again to impeach Yoon again. It says the IAF strikes Hezbollah groups seen violation ceasefire terms aside from Lebanon. It says Iran, Turkey, and Russia foreign ministers meet to discuss a Syria unrest. It says Russia based in Syria threatens by the insurgent advance, says Moscow's war blocker. It says Rus military seize armed bases in Syria. It says the military sources say. It says the situation in Syria is creating a new weakness for Hezbollah and Iran, says UN involved Hostan reports. So I'm gonna bring out some scriptures. It's the book of Luke 21, verse 25. Yeah, this is the book of Luke 21, verse 25, and it reads, it says, "There shall be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars upon the earth, the stress of the nations will replace the seas rich roaring." Right, that's what we're seeing. Seditions and uprisings amongst the nations, that's what we're seeing. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 3. It says, "Therefore, when there shall be saying earthquakes, uproars, people in the world." Right, so earthquakes and uproars, people in the world that we're seeing more and more in these last days. And this is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 15. It says, "For the sword that destroys draweth nigh, while people should stand up and fight against another with swords in hands." Of course, we know the modern swords weapon. 2nd Ezra 15 verse 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and of course, shall actually stand in power." Right, that's what we see. And this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, "In a time to love, and a time of HATE, and a time of war, and a time of peace." Right, it's the times we're living in. This is Matthew 24 verse 6. Yeah, this is the book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that should be not trouble, for all these things must first come to pass, but then it's not yet." Matthew 24 verse 7. "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, earthquakes in diverse places." And this is the prophet Joel. Yeah, this is the prophet Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." Joel, chapter 3, verse 10. It says, "Beat your plowshares and the swords and plodding hooks at the spears, and let the weak stand strong." And this is the book of St. Mark, chapter 3, verse 23. It says, "And he called them unto him, and say in a parable, how can Satan cast out Satan?" St. Mark chapter 3 verse 24, and it reads, it says, "And if a kingdom be divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand." Right, so if a kingdom be divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand. That's what we're seeing. And this is St. Mark chapter 3 verse 25. "And if a house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand." St. Mark 3 verse 26. "And if Satan rises up against himself, be divided, cannot stand, be have a head." Right, that's what we're seeing. This is the book of St. Mark, chapter 13. St. Mark, chapter 13, and verse 7. It says, "What ye should hear of wars," and it says, "What ye should hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must need be, but the end shall not be yet." Right, so we're going to be seeing increasing more wars and rumors of wars. But it's going to come to pass, but it's not going to end just yet. St. Mark, chapter 3, verse 8. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation." Right, that's what we're seeing. The nations of armies rise up against one another. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Right, you're going to have one kingdom rise up against another kingdom, one nation rise up against another nation. It says there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, right? Increasing earthquakes in diverse places. The increasing high magnitude of the earthquakes in diverse places. And there shall be famines, right? We're seeing famines in these last days, especially down there in Sudan, South Sudan, and I would say Sudan and South Sudan, and other parts around the world. We're seeing increasing famines as well too. And troubles, right? Increasing troubles, which we are seeing in the world today. That's why it says the distress of nations will perplex and seize rich born. And the seditions and uprisings and uproars of people in the world, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. It says there should be, and these are the beginning of sorrows, right? Increasing beginning of sorrows of the signs of the times that the Heavenly Father is showing us. Just like it says in Matthew 24, verse 8, and 2 Edge 16, verse 18 as well too. Now if we go to the more news articles. It says Jihad march on the Capitol live updates. It says Jihad reached Damascus suburbs. The groups have been taking over Syria, largest city, and Assad office claims the president is still in the capital. What's this happened before? What happened once before? I would say back in 2016 all the way to now, we're seeing the resurgence of that. It goes into that Isaiah 17 verse 1. Damascus is taken away from being the city, and there should be Israel. This is a war zone to one country, and that's what we're seeing. Since I mentioned it, I'm going to bring that out as well too. And this is the prophet Isaiah. This is the prophet Isaiah, chapter 17, verse 1. It says, "The burden of Damascus, behold, Damascus is taken away from being the city, and it should be Israel." Right, so Damascus and Syria is taken away from being the city, and it should be Israel. And that's what we're seeing. And it says, once again, it says Jihad reached Damascus suburbs, according to the Associated Post. And this is a news article from RT.com as of December 7, 2024, and it reads, and this goes into the wars and rumors of wars as well too, in Ezekiel the 38th chapter. It says Russian missile deals a response to U.S. move, Belarus military chief. It says earlier this year, Washington announced that it would once again station intermediate range missiles in Europe. It says the decision to deploy Russia's new Orson missiles in Belarus is a direct response to the U.S. plan and station medium range missiles in Germany. Miss Deputy Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces, Sergei Blakovkov, told Bell TA news agencies on Saturday. It says Russian President Vladimir Putin and Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko signed a security treaty on Friday, announcing both countries to use all force to means their disposal. It says after the meeting, Putin says the Russian missile could be a station in Belarus as early as the second half of next year. It says depending on how soon this enters regular service, the Russian strategic forces say. It says the decision to deploy the onshore missiles systems in the territory of the Republic of Belarus have been made in response to the steps being taken by the United States and Germany to deploy medium-range missiles in Europe. Largarya says, if I pronounce his name right, it says during a NATO meeting in July, Washington and Berlin announced it says a multi-pose standard missile of the SM-6, the Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles, and a hypersonic missile still a development will be a station in Wiesbaden, Germany from 2026 onwards. It says the SIM The SM-6 missiles have a range up to 460 kilometers and 290 miles, while the Tomahawk cruise missiles can strike targets more than 2,500 kilometers away, places them with a range of Moscow, St. Petersburg, and other major Russian cities. It says the move will be previously have been banned under the 1987 Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces INF Treaty, from which the United States unilaterally withdrew in 2019, accusing Russia for breaking the terms. It says after July's NATO summit, however, Putin says that Russia will consider ourselves free to resume immediate range missile deployments and would adopt the mirror measures in response to the U.S.-Germany decision. It says the Russian carried out the first ever combat test of the arsenal last month. It says using the ballistic missiles to batter the Ukraine military-industrial facility with multiple warheads. And it says the test, which came after the U.S. and France and Britain gave Ukraine permission to use their missiles in the attack of the international recognized. It says Russian territory was extended to demonstrate that there will be a response to escalation by the West, Putin said afterwards. It says any ocean deployed in Belarus will be operative by the Russian Strategic Missile Forces, the RSMF. It says publicly explained on Friday. However, he noted it will be up to Belarus to choose the potential targets. It says for the missiles be based on its own security needs. Yeah, bring up that Ezekiel. And this is Ezekiel chapter 38. Yeah, this is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 4. It says, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth with all thy army, horse and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company of bows and shields, all of them handling swords. Right, so the heavy fathers putting that warlike mindset in Russia. As we see in Belarus and Russia, allies are increasing. As you see in Russia saying that a nuclear deal with Belarus to send the ocean missiles that they recently tested, sending that message to the Western countries and the United States as well too. This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 5. It says Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with all of them was shield of him. Ezekiel 38, verse 6, it says Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah, the north quarter and all his bands, many people with him. Right, because you got Gomer, which is the Turkish armies throughout Iraq and Syria, going against the Israel Defense Force, because Russia's going to be a guard unto them, and they military allies with as well too, and economic allies. Ezekiel 38, verse 7. Be thou prepared for thyself, and all thy companies that are assembled unto thee, be thou a guard unto them. Right, so Russia is going to be a guard to these nations of Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, and Turkey. As you've been seeing, Russia said that warning to the Western countries and NATO and its allies as well too, and of the Western-backed groups and the U.S.-led NATO as well too, just in case Belarus and Russia comes under enemy threat. You know, they're going to look at them that being involved with the Russia-Ukraine situation, where, as you've been saying, Germany, Great Britain, and the United States and the U.S.-led back NATO continue to support Ukraine while the Russia-Ukraine situation is heating up. And then you have Belarus and Russia saying that deal, sending that message to the Western countries and the United States as well too, just like that firing that missile test as well too. Yep, Ezekiel 38, verse 7. It says, be thou prepared for thyself and all thy companies. It says, that are assembled unto thee, be thou guard unto them. Ezekiel 39, verse 1. Therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against God, and thus saith Yahweh thy power, behold, I am against thee, O God, and the chief prince of Meshach Tubal. Ezekiel 39, verse 2. It says, and I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee, and I will cause thee to come up from the north parts. I will bring thee upon the mountain of Israel. Ezekiel 39, verse 3. And I will smite thy bow out of the left hand, and I will cause thy arrows to fall in the right hand. Rob, as it says once again, it says ocean missile deal, a response to the U.S. move, Belarus military chief reports. Right, so this is basically like a response deal to the potentially that the United States is going to send missiles over there to Europe, over there to Germany. So this is another sign of wars and rumors of wars. This is it says the group seeks ancient city, Syrian city, media reports. It says the ruling party throttles impeachment of South Korea president. Right, it goes into that St. Mark III chapter. Iran denies advancing diplomats from Syria. It says Russia to provide closest ally with Russian missiles, which I read already. It says Russian-Syria airstrike killed dozens of groups. Media reports more planes have attacked military forces in central Syria. Sitdown has reported. Iran sends its heavy payloads into space, which they did, I would say, a couple days ago. Teenagers are preparing to flee Ukraine. It says Syrian insurgents reach 8 Damascus suburbs as residents flee or to stock up on supplies. It says Israeli strike kills at least 29 as a hard-hit Gaza hospital reports. It says Russia's bases in Syria threatened by insurgents. Vans says Moscow war blogger, writing another sign of wars and rumors of wars. It says sources close to Hezbollah says sent 2,000 fighters to Syria. Another sign of Joel 3 verse 9. Yep, this is a news article from ArabNews.com as of December the 7th, 2024. It reads, it says sources close to Hezbollah sent 2,000 fighters to Syria. It says the sources say since the group's led militant offense began last week, Hezbollah has not taken any active part in the fighting. The group's fighting has been sent to defend its position in the mountains along with the Syrian-Lebanon border. It says Lebanon's Hezbollah has sent 2,000 fighters into Syria, a source close to the armed group said on Saturday, and allied Damascus rails from a militant offense that has seized major cities. It says the Iranian-backed group, which had fought along the forces President Bashar Assad during the Syrian war since 2011, sent 2,000 fighters to the area near the Lebanese border. It says sources told the AFP requesting anonymity to discuss a sensitive matter. It says the sources say that since the group's led militant offense began last week, Hezbollah has not taken active part in the fighting. The group's fighters have been sent to defend its positions in the mountains along the Syrian-Lebanon border, the sources say, adding that the Hezbollah has not yet participated in any battles. It says, right, so I'm going to leave it at that. So to bring out once again that second Esdras. Yep, second Esdras, the 15th chapter. So second Esdras. Yep, this is the book of second Esdras, chapter 15, verse 15. It says, for the sword of destruction draw off 9, one people should stand up and fight against another with swords in hands. Right, that's what we're seeing, especially over there in Damascus of Syria and throughout that whole region over there in Syria. Escalations, because you got another different resurgence of different wars taking place over there, because we're seeing once again the resurgence of the rebel groups over there in Aleppo, Syria. It says, for the sword of destruction draw off 9, one people should stand up and fight against another with swords in hands. Second Esdras 15, verse 16, for there should be sedition among men invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and of course their actions stand in power. And this is Revelations. This is the book of Revelations 11, verse 14. The second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly. Right, so the second will distress came to pass. Now the third will distress coming quickly. Armageddon, got one. That's what we see. And this is Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. prepare war, right? So this is being proclaimed among the Gentile, the armies of nations. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men, right? So the armies of these Gentile nations, they are increasingly prepared for war. And Heavenly Father's wake up the mighty men of them throughout that area over there in Western Asia. It says, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, right? That's what we're seeing. Wars, rumors of wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 7. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So with that, this was just a quick sit-down lesson of the prophecy updates as of December the 7th, 2024, on this Saturday afternoon. So with that, I would like to give all praises, sing glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Karkadash. And Heavenly Father, the true name is Yahweh. And his unbegotten Son, Ba'Hashem, name of Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. Those are their true names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew. And those are their true names in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, the last one tongue. And I say Barakatham to the elders, Ba'akim Akwath. Until next time, I will say Shalom.